Hey guys, Tiny Maths back with another video. Today we're learning how to divide mixed numbers. We'll be looking at these two examples. There are a few things you should already know if you're hoping to divide mixed numbers easily. Firstly, you need to know how to write mixed numbers as improper fractions. Secondly, you need to know how to divide and how to multiply fractions. And the third point is you need to know how to use cross cancellation to reduce fractions before multiplying. I've made videos on all these subjects and they're linked in the description if you need a refresher. There are three simple steps to dividing mixed numbers. In the first step, we convert the mixed numbers to improper fractions. In the second step, you invert the dividing fraction and use multiplication instead. In the third step, you simplify the result if it's a proper fraction and needs simplifying, or you convert to a mixed number if the fraction is improper. So let's take our first example. In step 1, we convert these mixed numbers to improper fractions. So with 1 and 2/3, we take a copy of the numerator of the fraction 2 to the right hand side. Then we multiply the whole number by the numerator of the fraction. That's 1 times 3, which equals 3. And add that to the right hand side numerator. So that's 2 plus 3, which equals 5. Finally, we bring a copy of the denominator to the right hand side where it continues to be a denominator. So now we have the improper fraction 5/3. Now we'll convert 1/2. Move a copy of the numerator 1 to the right hand side. Then multiply the whole number by the denominator of the fraction, that's 1 times 2, which equals 2, and add that to the right hand side numerator, so 1 plus 2 equals 3. Then we bring a copy of the denominator of the fraction to the right hand side, so we've got the fraction 3/2. So 1 and 2/3 equals 5/3, and 1/2 equals 3/2. That means that 1 and 2/3 divided by 1/2 can be rewritten as 5/3 divided by 3/2. For step 2, we invert the dividing fraction and use multiplication instead. The dividing fraction is 3/2, so we invert it to 2/3, and instead of using division, we use multiplication. So 5/3 divided by 3/2 becomes 5/3 times 2/3. Since the numbers are all small, we don't really need to check for cross cancellation, and we can just multiply horizontally, giving us 5 times 2/3 times 3, which gives 10/9. Since this is improper, we can go to step 3 and convert it to a mixed number using division. 9 goes into 10 once, leaving 1 as a remainder. Therefore, 10/9 is the same as 1 and 1/9. And that's our answer completed. So 1 and 2/3 divided by 1/2 equals 1 and 1/9. Let's take example 2 now. 2.5 divided by 3 and 3/4. In step 1, we convert these mixed numbers to improper fractions. So with 2.5, we take a copy of the numerator of the fraction 1 to the right hand side. Then we multiply the whole number by the denominator of the fraction. That's 2 times 2, which equals 4. And add that to the right hand side numerator. So that's 1 plus 4, which equals 5. Finally, we bring a copy of the denominator of the fraction to the right hand side where it continues to be a denominator. So now we have the improper fraction 5/2. Now we convert 3 3/4. Move a copy of the numerator of the fraction 3 to the right hand side. Multiply the whole number by the denominator of the fraction, that's 3 times 4, which equals 12, and add that to the right hand side numerator. That's 3 plus 12, which equals 15. Then we bring a copy of the denominator of the fraction to the right hand side, so we've got the fraction 15/4. So that means that 2.5 equals 5/2, and 3 3/4 equals 15/4. So 2.5 divided by 3 3/4 can be rewritten as 5/2 divided by 15/4, since 2.5 is the same as 5/2 and 3 3/4 is the same as 15/4. For step 2, we invert the dividing fraction and use multiplication instead. The dividing fraction is 15/4, so we invert it to 4/15, and instead of using division we use multiplication. So 2.5 divided by 3 3/4, which turned out to be 5/2 divided by 15/4, can now be rewritten as 5/2 times 4/15. This time it's easy to see that we can use cross cancellation. The left hand side numerator and the right hand side denominator, 5 and 15, share a common factor, 5, and it is the only factor they share, which means it's obviously the highest common factor. We can divide both of these numbers by 5. 5 divided by 5 equals 1 and 15 divided by 5 equals 3. But we can still do a bit more because the right hand side numerator and the left hand side denominator, 4 and 2, share a common factor, which is 2. So dividing both of these by 2, we get 4/2 equals 2 and 2/2 equals 1. Now the fractions have been cross-cancelled, leaving us 1/1 times 2/3. 1/1 is just 1, so the result equals 2/3. And that's our answer. 2.5 divided by 3 3/4 equals 2/3. Why don't you make up your own set of mixed numbers and try to divide them? If you follow these steps closely, you should be able to get the correct answers with any set of mixed numbers. Just remember the 3 basic steps. 1. Convert the mixed numbers to improper fractions. 2. Invert the dividing fraction and use multiplication instead. And 3. Simplify the result if the fraction is proper and requires it, or convert to a mixed number if it is improper. Well, that's it for now. Don't forget to check out our videos explaining how to divide fractions, how to multiply fractions using cross cancellation, and how to convert mixed numbers to improper fractions. I'll link them here on screen so you can click on them and watch them after this video. They'll give you a good foundation for exercises involving division of mixed numbers. Well, thanks for watching. Until the next video, take care.